All right, welcome back, everybody. Live at Drew's house, another edition. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Welcome back to my kitchen for another great show, and my guest is already here, so enough about me. Let's get right to her. Suzette Coppola joins us now. She is, anybody ever been to Indian Ranch? Well, you can't answer, but I can. It's a great spot to see a concert. She's running stuff over there. Thanks for coming on the show. First time. How you doing?
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me.
Suzette. I love that name, Suzette. I'm a big fan.
It's a little different, right?
I have a guitar on my wall, just like you do. I love the wall hanging guitars. It's a great look.
Yeah, we do guitar every year. We have all the artists sign them.
Oh, okay.
So we have one from each season for the past 10 years.
Beautiful. That's a nice little tradition. Well, let's talk about this coming season. It's nice to be talking about an upcoming concert season, isn't it?
Oh, I know. It feels good for sure. That's, it's time. Seats.
Yes, absolutely. What's first of all, I want to talk about all these acts that you just announced that are coming in, because it already looks like a packed schedule. But what has the last year been like for you?
Yeah, it's been a year of planning and replanning and replanning, and just basically we're trying to move the business in whatever direction we can get in. It's been a tough year.
I can tell you're an optimist, because I was expecting you to say it was tough, it was brutal. No, we just did a lot of planning for the next time around.
Yeah, every time they came out with a new regulation, we figured out how to work around it. And, last year our campground was still open, which was great, and our restaurant was still open. We did music down on the beach with local bands out, playing acoustic music for the background for dinner. So we still have music going on, just in a different way.
Yeah, it's great. And tell people, because I'm coming to you from Danvers, Massachusetts, which is where I live. The full show here is based out of Newburyport, and I'm thinking maybe a lot of people haven't got out to Webster to see Indian Ranch. Tell people a little bit about what it's like.
Yeah, so we're an outdoor amphitheater. We seat about 3,000 people. We're actually right on a lake. So we have a big paddle wheel boat, 120 passenger paddle wheel boat that actually takes people out for tours. We have the campground. We have a restaurant with a outdoor seating area that looks over the lake. Banquet facility looks over the lake. So it's a quaint setting. A lot of people kind of call it like a lost gem that they found when they come here.
Yeah. A hidden gem. I do feel like in the music community, it's very well respected. And I think obviously you guys have worked to make that happen. And you can tell just by the list of artists you released the other day, what a lineup you already have. Why don't you run some of them off? Who'd you get? Yeah,
we have Kip Moore we just announced, right? Yeah. We have country and classic rock. So we have, Jamie Johnson, Josh Turner, trying to remember, making sure I'm not naming people we haven't announced yet. Let's see. Well, that's a country lineup. I'm like country. We got ABBA, which is coming. It's a ABBA concert tribute band. Foreigner, 38 Special, Tower of Power. I mean, we have about 25 different acts going on. Yacht Rock Review. Little something for everyone.
Did I see you had Ziggy Marley too?
Yeah, we got Ziggy Marley on the calendar. I'm going to quickly run down my list, throw some out here. My cheat sheet here. Let's see. Grand Funk Railroad. Mark Martel. That was the singer from the Queen movie, so that's going to be a great one. George Thorogood, Los Lobos. A couple local. We have the Pike Hair Fest, which is like local tribute bands that come. Country Fest, which is local artists. We'd like to do a good amount of kind of the local bands in the area as well. And that's a lot of our opening acts or our corral stage acts, our local bands.
Yep. No, it's fantastic. I mean, I can just see you're smiling, even just thinking of the idea of having shows again and kind of hopefully, I don't know what kind of restrictions you're looking at, but hopefully as close to normal as can be, right?
Yeah, I think we're going to get there by, it sounds like midsummer will be fully open again. But right now we're doing some small tribute bands. We're at about 500 seat capacity with the restrictions, but because we're outdoors, we can have singing. So we have 2 acts coming up, Brevity and Michael David, just to kind of get people back in the seats with like 6 feet pods and social distance guidelines and ordering from your seat, all sorts of things we've been working on to kind of create that environment where you can still come out and have fun, but you feel you're in a safe place.
Did you have to reconstruct the seating to deal with social distancing, like actual dividers or whatever?
We did. We put set up pods, so we just basically measured everything out. So each pod is 6 feet away from the others, and you could buy a pod of 2, pod of 4, pod of 6. So that was kind of the way we divvied it up.
So that is going to be, for people who aren't familiar with the word pod, that is going to be, for people that want to go to concerts, kind of the new term, I think, for a while, right? Because
Yeah.
I've seen it in other countries, and it's kind of cool. Some places are able to do it at very large scales, but I do think it's going to be a lot of like group buying tickets, know who you come with, and that sort of thing, and set up your own pod.
Exactly. Yeah.
What has it been a pain for you? Have you? I know you love thinking outside the box. I get that, but you also don't love thinking outside the box this often. Like, this is a lot of challenges coming your way over the last year.
Right. Oh, yeah. It's like I said, it's kind of one of those. I'm almost numb to it now. Right. It's almost to the point where, what's next? Tell me what's going to happen. I mean, we've gone from being fully opened to fully closed to partial open to being closed to being open. I mean, everything has been, it's take it as it comes. And
what were those fully closed days like? I'm sure it's tough on staff. I don't know if you had to maybe lay some people off for short times or what. I don't know exactly what you had to do, but what were those fully closed days like?
Yeah, those were hard. I mean, our restaurant was fully closed for March when everything shut down, and that was understandable. But then in November, there was no way we could sustain staying open throughout the winter time, so we had to close down again, and you feel terrible putting people out of work.
Yeah.
It's a whole, and now we're struggling trying to get people back. A lot of people, either they found other jobs or for one reason they have to stay at home to help with families. So trying to get open and find staff to be where we need to be has been quite a journey.
We've heard so much of that, of the rehiring has been, I loved it. You're like my family. I had to move on. And it's sometimes you don't get those people back, which is really true.
Yeah.
I think every business dealing with that in a lot of ways. Suzette Coppola joining us from Indian Ranch, the great concert venue. If you haven't been there, go check it out. And of course, a lot more than a concert venue. But for me, that's what I do there. I love going to see shows there. And it's not nice. It's intimate, but it has that intimate outdoor. If you love being up close at like the Great Woods, that's what you get at Indian Ridge. It's kind of a good way of putting it, I think. And I wondered, I don't know what you did. What did you do for shows last year? Like, did you have any? What was the nothing at all?
Nothing. We canceled the whole schedule, and it was tough because all of us, we didn't know what we were getting into. So we're thinking, it's, okay, it's March. We're going to be open by June. We're going to be open by July. So slowly it was, all right, we started moving everything into the later part of the season, and then, no, we can't do it. So then you started canceling, and then you started moving everything to this season. So it was hard to go through. It was hard to watch,
And even this winter, before people start, the vaccines really start kicking in, are you kind of thinking like deja vu, here we go again? Like here come these months of January, February, March is right around the corner. Like, when are we going to get the green light?
Right. Oh yeah. Even, even come at the end of last September, October, we're like, there's no way we're not going to have a summer season. This is going to be over. We're talking winter time. And then when January hit and still wasn't open, February, March, and slowly started moving some, acts that we hadn't announced yet to later in the season instead of earlier in the season. So we're still in that little bit of a deja vu, but I think we have a lot of hope this year.
Yeah, it does seem like I think the vaccines is the game changer. Everybody's feeling a whole lot more confident about things with the vaccines out there. So again, we're joined here by Suzette Coppola of Indian Ranch, talking music, and it's so nice to talk about a summer music lineup again, which is just fantastic. Do you fear that, I know the answer to this because I don't fear this. All I feel is that people are eager to get somewhere and get back out there. But do you fear that there will be some people that are just not ready to put themselves back out there again.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are still iffy, right? There's people that don't want to take the vaccine. There's people that are afraid another variant's going to come. The vaccine might not be effective. I mean, you it's either people are dying to get out and just are ready for everything to be back to normal, or they're just, not so sure. And that's okay too, and that's the thing. I think the people that are going to come to the shows are coming knowing that's the environment they're going into. If they aren't ready for that, they're not ready for that.
And it is just, I do think that outside thing that you guys have, it's just such a huge benefit for us. I do think I can understand people being more reluctant to go into a theater, small theater. Whatever. I do think there's something to the outside, just breathing the fresh air. And I think I'm no doctor, but I think it's probably good for health, mental health and physical health. But you guys have that benefit. I'm sure you've been kind of thinking the whole time, it's nice to just be able to look up and be outside.
Right. Well, there's nothing like being outside in the summer anyways, right? So
and what was the last, and obviously summer is your time of year, right? So I don't want to bring you back to your darkest days, but what were the summer days like last year with like 75, 80 degrees, it's perfect out, and just you can't have a show in that theater? I mean, that for me, that would be like.
Well, it was actually like, wow, I have a Saturday and Sunday off. But on the same note, nothing was open. So there was nothing we could do. So I was like, all right, I guess we'll just kind of sit here, But it was, for everyone, I think it was just quiet, right? People kind of reverted back to just doing home projects. And I gotta say, being on the lake though, the lake was super busy, because what a better way to social distance but take your boat out on the lake, right?
That's a good point. We talked a lot about the people coming back and music fans. I wonder, you're dealing with a lot of these artists and a lot of these maybe agents too, but how are the artists feeling about coming back? Are they rearing and ready to go, or?
I think that's a mix too. I think especially, where we have a lot of older bands that come in, I think there's a few that are hesitant. There's a few that even moved their schedules to 2022 already and decided, I'll take one more year off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But, a lot of the smaller, I should say smaller, but younger country artists, they're dying to get out. So most have moved, have kept their schedules for this season, but there's a few that have decided, to take one more season off.
That's interesting. Yeah. I wonder, I mean, I can understand that too. Do you have any, I know artists can be kind of, I don't know, is demanding the right word? I don't know. Have there been any weird requests, or maybe not weird, but any very strict pandemic requests that have come your way already?
A lot of them are looking for documentation on what our policies are going to be. So they want to see like, okay, what's your COVID policies? How is your venue set up? But a lot of them, I think it's really going to come down to when we start to advance the show. So probably, 2-3 weeks before the show, when you actually start talking with the road managers, I think that's when a bunch of these, questions will come out, or they're kind of the quirky stuff. But, I'm sure there's going to be some that won't even get off their buses,
Really? Yeah. So you're predicting some issues.
I'm predicting some issues, but, it's going to happen.
This is your past experience with the road crews. I can see it in your head. Like, I know there are going to be some issues, but we're going to work them out.
Yeah.
What's the worst?
You have your artists that are great to work with, their teams, and then you got some that you're like, well, glad that one's over.
Who was the biggest pain in the neck? No.
Oh God. Well, we've had a few. I'm not going to put any bad. I'm not naming names.
Oh, you were that close. Probably wanted to.
There's one or two we won't have back. Let's put it that way.
Is that true? Somebody has outweighed their welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
That is fascinating to me, because it's such a venue that, like, you would think you wouldn't want to burn bridges with.
But most of the time it's just quirky demands from the artist. It's nothing that, Yeah.
All right, give me one of those. You don't have to tell me who it was, but what's the quirkiest demand you've ever had? It can be pre-pandemic, you know.
Let's see. Well, there's a couple that we cannot serve. We have to pour everything into glasses, like plastic cups, that you can't have anything in a bottle because I'm assuming maybe at one point an audience member threw some stuff at the stage or.
Oh, they tell you what you have to serve the crowd.
Yeah, yeah. So like so usually, we pop open the can or the bottle and hand it to people. But this artist, we need to pour everything in a plastic cup.
Oh,
So, yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. So
Now everybody can guess who that was. No.
I mean, we've gotten weird things like between people asking us like buy baby food for them, like go out and buy certain types of formula. We're like, that should be kind of something you have in your own stock, just little weird items.
Because they're traveling with a kid, I assume?
Yeah. But, or, we ask them not to do certain things. Like, I think one time one of the artists wanted to do like confetti, like blow up all this confetti all over stage. And we're just like, we'd really prefer you don't do that. But then he went ahead and did it anyways. And it was like, all right, well, now what do you do? They did it, but,
Yeah. What do you say when that person walks off the stage? Remember that conversation we had?
Right. Or then you go, did they really sell enough tickets that we would put up with that again?
I see. And this, folks, is how the game works. That's very interesting.
Yeah. For the most part, though, we bend over backwards for the artist.
Let's go on the positive. Who's been just exceptional to work with? Like maybe a big name that maybe you might not think was that easy, but was just great to work with and just a pleasure to behind the scenes.
Well, funny, Kenny Rogers.
Wow.
When he was here, yeah, they were just very down to earth people. And his road manager was like, you make your way up, you make your way down, and you don't want to burn your bridges. So when you're at small places, you respect them because one day you may be playing there again.
Kenny said that?
Well, his road manager said that.
Did? Wow, that's pretty smart take on things, huh?
Yeah, I mean, right, it makes sense,
It certainly does.
It's very respectful. But I mean, our favorite, an all-time favorite, and it's sad that he won't be back, was Charlie Daniels. So he played here so many times. It was like family when the road crew came in, and they always just the nicest people you could ever imagine.
Yeah, you get a lot of that too, of just when you get somebody that you really love and is a really good fit for your place. That's kind of like, let's make this a regular thing, right?
Yeah. We had, the Mavericks are like that. They come back every year, but we've had, it's funny because it's a daytime show most of the time. And people are out and they're like, oh my God, we've taken a couple artists out on our boats. They're like, we could spend the day here. We've had artists oh, we have a small kitchen in our admin building. They're like, can we cook up in your kitchen? And they stayed and just cooked their own like jambalaya up here. Because it is kind of that home-like feel for them. It's not a cold kind of, you go to the casinos, you're stuck in a hotel room, that type of thing. It's outdoors, and my staff is super friendly, easygoing.
Who cooked the jambalaya?
I believe that was Ziggy Marley's group.
Ziggy Marley's group.
Yeah.
That surprised me. I have seen Ziggy in concert. Now that's kind of I wouldn't say a rare kind of show for you, but I would say there's not so much reggae on your schedule, right?
Yeah, no, he's we've only had like one or two reggae type shows, but.
So that's a good get right there. You must be pretty proud of that one.
Yeah. And I think we've grown a lot. When we first took over, a lot of the artists were kind of like, Indian Ranch. We had a great booking agent that came in, and she was like, look, you need to make these changes to your venue, and you'll get the artist. And when the artists start to come, they mention it to other artists, and those road crews go and work for other artists and tell those artists about the place. And that's kind of how we've grown. I mean, if you looked at what we used to have years ago, we only had a couple of concerts a year and smaller acts, and now we're getting the national acts and the the ZZ Tops and some of the top country artists, and a lot bigger acts than before.
I wonder if you're looking to maybe, I think probably take advantage is the right word too. I would probably, I'm not necessarily looking to jump into I'll go anywhere. I'm itching to get out like everybody else. And even with vaccines, and I'm vaccinated luckily, and hopefully everybody else will be soon or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would think a smaller venue like yours might be a little bit more attractive to some people rather than going into, Gillette Stadium with 50,000 people. Like, I feel like that could be attractive for certain people who are maybe a little hesitant. Do you agree?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's it's one of those, it's easy to get in, easy to get out. Every seat's a good seat in the venue because it's small. It's a great place, especially for like a first concert, to go and kind of get a feel. I don't feel, because it's outdoors, you don't feel claustrophobic, right? You can kind of spread out. You could get out of your seat, walk down to the beach, and still hear the music if you want to just kind of, create a little space. So I think we have that advantage.
Absolutely. Well, this was fun. Suzette Coppola, I can tell you're excited. I'm excited for a concert season. Congrats on the great lineup so far. I think you're going to be adding some more names, you said, as you go along, or are you pretty much...
We have a few more to go. We've actually filled up most of the dates, but I think we have a couple holes in the schedule to fill.
I know, when you said that earlier, I was like, wow, they're still adding, because it was a pretty extensive list. So
Yeah. Well, we didn't kind of know what to expect. In the 75th year, we wanted to come out strong.
That's right, 75 years. I failed to mention that at the beginning. I'm very sorry. 75 years.
Yeah.
That is
Long
unbelievable.
time.
The staff must be thrilled. They having like an excited year here. You're celebrating an anniversary. You got it's a year after a pandemic. It's a great lineup. They must be thrilled. The vibe must be good.
Yeah. All my staff is calling, when are we coming in? They're ready to get back to work.
That's great. Well, this will be a great season. I wish you all the best. I hope to see you over there. We'll my wife and I will pick a show and make a day trip of it, and we'll have some fun there.
Love to have you.
Thank you. I will, final minute. Can you do rapid fire with us? We always learn a little bit about our guests. These are just personal questions. You have to answer right away.
Oh boy. Okay.
Don't worry. You'll handle this well. Right. Suzette, what is, maybe this probably cross paths a little bit, but the favorite act you've ever seen personally play at Indian Ranch?
Oh boy. That's I can't do rapid fire. That's too quick. There's too many.
Yep.
Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna say Phil Vassar, but that's gonna come back to bite me later. So okay.
Favorite food?
Chicken.
Favorite venue that's not yours?
I keep calling it Great Woods, though it's not really Great Woods, right?
That's true. I call it that too. I don't even know what it is. Is it Xfinity? I don't even know.
I think it's probably Xfinity. Yeah.
I like that too, though. A lot of memories at that place as well. Favorite album of all time?
Oh God. Do you even listen to albums anymore?
Tough in a Spotify world, right? How about the person that like made you get into music? Do you remember that first artist that was like, ooh, I am connecting with that person?
Oh, I think it was Boston, because that was the first concert my brother took me to.
Oh, okay. Coming to you from the hometown of Brad Delp.
Mm-hmm.
Dan?
That's right.
He went to the same high school I did here in Danvers High. I was lucky enough to meet him a couple times. Very nice man. May he rest in peace also. We've lost a lot of great artists, haven't we, over the...
Yeah, time's going by.
It certainly is. All right, back to the positive rapid fire. A couple more. Favorite movie?
Indiana Jones.
Interesting. And that may be a first for that on here. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Looking forward,
All right, here's a good one to end. Favorite pandemic activity? What has it been? We've got a lot of cooking, Netflix. Is it that?
Oh my God. I've been moving, packing boxes and moving. So.
Is that like storing stuff from the Indian Ranch?
Yeah, I tried to do that this winter too, right? I tried to go through all our files, and I thought I was going to be slow, but I was very busy this year, work-wise.
Good for you. And I know you're busy today too, so we appreciate you taking the time, Suzette. Thank you so much. This was a pleasure, and we'll see you during the summer. My dog's barking. He usually tells me when the show's over.
Good. Go give him some attention, right?
Thank you so much. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
All right, Suzette Coppola, Indian Ranch. How about that? Indian Ranch concerts. They got a great lineup already. She mentioned a lot of it, as you heard. Go look at it online. And it really is a great day trip if you have a chance to go see it. It's just one of those not your usual concert venues. I mean, there's plenty of good ones around here too, but it's just kind of that hidden Massachusetts gem, as she said. You know, you get the lake. It's a nice scenery. It's a smaller venue. She mentioned it's a good first place to take somebody to a show. So if you got a youngster or something that getting into music, good place to go. Indian Ranch in Webster, Massachusetts. So have some fun this summer. Hopefully we can get back to normal and play it all out like she thinks it's going to happen, which is going to be close to normal. Concerts close to normal. How about that? Sounds like a great plan, doesn't it? Thank you, everybody. My name is Drew Moholland. Another week from my kitchen, but the weather's getting warmer and things are good. Get vaccinated when you can. Bye-bye.